Hi there, I'm Victoria Olson, and this is part 3 of 5 of the Explain Everything tutorials for the iPad. So welcome back. Last time we chatted quickly about the tools on the main screen of the Explain Everything file, but I'm going to go back home now, and we're going to start from the home screen for today's tutorial, and we're going to look at adding a third-party cloud-based application to be linked to the app. Now this sounds really scary, but I'm going to try to put it in layman's terms. So we are going to click on this settings cog at the top right hand corner, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of options here, but I'm going to click on the one that says accounts. Now as you can see, there are a myriad of cloud-based accounts, from YouTube to Google Drive to Evernote to Twitter, and what we're going to do is we're going to link one of them today. Now when you turn on these toggles on the right hand side, each of these will behave differently according to the partnership with that application. What I mean by that is when I turn on Dropbox, I'm going to actually get kicked into Dropbox. It's going to make me move to the Dropbox app to accept their terms. Some of the applications, like the one we're going to link to today, Google Drive, when we turn it on, it's going to pop up right in the Explain Everything application to get our permissions. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in my information here. And I'm going to click sign in. Once I click sign in, all of the permissions for me to link this application to Explain Everything will come up. I'm going to click accept because I want them to be able to link in their files or anything I want to import. Now you're going to see that the Google Drive toggle is on. Now if I want to link all of these applications, I can do so in the same format, but again, you're just going to have to flex to whatever that application asks you to do. So now I'm going to click out, and this time when I go into my Explain Everything file, I can either go into the file that we had open before and press the plus button to get something from a file, or alternatively, instead of going through those two steps, they've made it a little bit easier with this page plus option where I can just open a file straight from wherever it is that I'm working from. So in this case, I've linked Google Drive. So at the bottom, I have a menu of options, and I'm going to click on the one that says Google Drive, and you're going to see the folders that are inside of that particular Google Drive. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to actually show you a project that is done in my classroom called the Explain Everything Reading Project. This project was inspired by David Malone. If you want to follow him on Twitter, it is at DW Malone, and he had the idea of getting kids to record their reading on Explain Everything. So I'm going to go into the Explain Everything project, and you can see we have a bunch of books. We subscribed to Reading A to Z, and we downloaded a bunch of PDF books, and they're all leveled. And I'm just going to click, let's go just halfway. Let's go about level M. And I can click in and click a different kind of book, and I can preview it. It's going to load here quick, and I can take a look at the book and scroll through and decide if I want to read it. So this looks like a nonfiction book about frogs and toads, and I'm going to go ahead and choose it. Now what you're going to notice is as I load this document, I've pulled this down from Google Drive, so it does need a little bit of time to download it, but it's pretty darn quick. The other cool part about it is that it's a PDF file, and if you look at the slide 1 of 9, it has separated each page of the PDF into single slides, which is excellent for my use because the kids can flip through this like a book. So what I have kids do typically is they practice their fluency and expression through the use of this application independently. How they do this is they select a laser pointer on the left-hand side. Once again, you tap and hold on that tool, and they might click maybe an arrow, maybe that's their fancy today, and then they press the record button and they will read frogs and toads. They must stop recording when they are finished, and the key to this is that they listen to their playback so that they can improve their fluency and expression or identify any errors that they have made while reading. If they want to listen to the playback, they just press the play button. Frogs and toads. This is great for you as the teacher because you can see and track where they are. So let's turn the page by clicking the arrow buttons beside the slide 1 of 9, slide 2 of 9, and I'm just going to go to this and once again demonstrate really quickly. I'll just read this little caption here at the bottom, demonstrating how to do this. So once again, you press record. We have our laser pointer selected, we're pressing record, and I'm going to read. What does a frog say when it sees something great? Totally awesome. I stop recording, and in order to listen to the playback, I press the green play button. I'm not going to play that back to you, but you'll get the picture when you see kids starting to listen to themselves reading. It's a way to make them a little bit more metacognitive about how they're reading, making sure that they identify correct words, that they understand the story for themselves, and that they are reading with expression instead of like a robot. This is a great application for primary education, and it's another way to capture those kids reading for parent-teacher interviews or other assessment type of check-ins. I do read with the kids in person on the application as well, so that I can make sure that I collect their understandings, but I can also listen back to their playback if they export this into a Google Drive folder. So usually my kids will pull a book down from Google Drive, but they'll also push it back up to Google Drive. So I'm just going to name this test today, and I'm going to click a button that says export to. When I click export to, I have the option to save this item locally on the iPad as an Explain Everything project, or I can upload it as a video file as well. So if you want it as a video file, just be aware that it does take up a lot of space, but we're using Google Apps for Education at my school. We have unlimited storage space, but I still like the kids to save it as an Explain Everything project that I can just open up on my own iPad if I want to look at them. I'm going to click on Google Drive, and then my kids can use the folder options at the top. So they can go back through the folders to Explain Everything project and to Drive. They can find their folder, and I've just put student folders inside for them to be able to select theirs. So I'm just going to go into Ella's today, and you can see that Ella has a whole bunch of these inside of her guided reading, and if she wants to put it in there, she's going to click on that blue export button. So I have just demonstrated the Explain Everything Reading Project workflow to you today, in addition to showing you how to link a third-party cloud application to Explain Everything. I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you, and we'll see you next time.